Namaste yogis, it's Jenny and I'm back to bring you a slow flow yoga class. So this is intended to be done in the evening when it's time to wind down, when it's time to relax and let go of the day that's behind you and prepare yourself to rest. So I hope you enjoy this class. Take care. Okay, yogis, time to wind down. So find yourself a comfortable seated position. And by the way, for props today, what I have is 2 yoga blankets, 1, 2, a yoga block, and a yoga bolster. Maybe you don't have all of these things at home. Alternatively, you can use folded towels or folded blankets that you have, throw blankets. You can use pillows from your bed, pillows from your couch. For a block, you can use a book or something like that. And later on, we'll have the option to perhaps use a chair. So I bet you have at least one chair somewhere around your house. Okay, so we're going to begin in a comfortable cross-legged seat. Rest your hands down in your lap. And if it's been a really busy day, you can turn your hands to face downward. So having the palms face down is grounding, and having them face upward is more open and receptive. So what kind of day have you had? If it was stressful and at all frenzied, then palms down will probably be nice. If it got to be a pretty relaxing day, then, and you're already feeling chilled out, having the palms up is good. So find what suits you best and close your eyes. And come into your breath, meaning feel what it feels like to breathe. So breathing in, noticing the sensation of the inhale, and breathing out, feeling the sensation of exhaling in your body. And at this point you can notice, is it easy for me to take a deep breath, or is it a little bit difficult? Am I finding that the inhales are easier to be long than the exhales, or vice versa? And when it comes to slowing down, if we think about allowing the exhales, especially, to be slightly longer than the inhales, this helps our nervous system to relax. So allow the inhale to be smooth and long and deep, but then see if you can't match it with, at the very least, an equally long, smooth, and full exhale. And maybe the exhale can last just a beat or two longer than the inhale did. So as you breathe in, feel your body. Notice anywhere that may have gathered tension throughout the day. Imagine the inhale sweeping it up, and with the long sustained exhale, feel it leaving the body. So this can be physical stuff, inhaling, noticing the parts of the body that are talking to you. Is there anywhere that feels sore or tight? Gather it up. And exhale out that tension, leaving space behind. So you can do that physically, that scan, but also take your attention to your mental state. Take your attention to your emotional state. Are there feelings there of stress or worry or anything like that that's not really serving you? And with your inhale, you can feel like you're gathering those up, acknowledging them, not judging, but just acknowledging and gathering. And then exhale, feeling yourself let them go. So inhaling to gather anything from the day behind you that's not really serving you anymore, that doesn't sit so well anymore. And exhaling it out, leaving your being feeling lighter and more clear. So a couple more deep breaths. Let them be clearing breaths using a slightly longer exhale to relax your nervous system and to prepare for this slow flow practice. One more full inhale using Ujjayi breath if you're familiar. You can use that here. And exhale. Beautiful. If your eyes have been closed, go ahead and blink them open. Hello, and bring your feet together, soles of the feet together. So taking a butterfly shape with the legs, or Baddha Konasana. Take hold of the fronts of the shins, and with an inhale, pull back with your hands. Feel your chest come forward as the heads of the shoulders move back, and then exhale, round your back and tuck your chin down towards your belly. So do that a few times. Cat-cow, inhale. I have some new headphone microphones that I'm trying out. Exhale. Honestly, it's kind of weird because I can't hear myself so well. Inhale, come up. But hopefully it produces a quality video. Exhale. Inhale, taking it up. And exhale, rounding it down. Awesome. With your inhale, come back up to sit, feeling the spine nice and tall. Exhale completely. And then with your new inhale, take your hands to your sides and bring your left arm up. I'll mirror you. And then exhale, crawl your right fingertips away. So lean to the side. Now take an inhale there. Feel your left sit bone ground down as you stretch through your left side. And then exhale, look down towards the shins and start to round your back over your legs. So we're going to sweep forward past the toes and all the way over to the left. With the inhale, let the right arm come up and take a couple moments to find that side body stretch. So right sit bone grounds as the right arm reaches, lots of room between your ribs. Take an inhale. And then exhale, look down, flow down, slide the hands past the feet and come up on the other side. So we're going to start to move dynamically. Inhale, coming up to the side. And then exhale, flow forward, letting the back round, letting the head kind of be along for the ride. Inhale to the other side. And then exhale, flowing forward. So start to find a rhythm that suits you and your own unique breath pattern in this moment. So not going too fast or too slow. Inhaling to the side, exhaling to center, and trying your best to match the movement to the breath. So not getting ahead of yourself. Let the inhale be deep and the exhale be long. And the next time you exhale, start to come forward over the feet. Center your sternum with your feet. Let your head relax down and move your shoulders away from your ears. Now, if it's okay with your neck, you can let your head hang. You can even do a couple of rocks side to side if that feels good. Relax through the back body and breathe towards the space around your kidneys. One more deep breath. Then breathe in and gently roll up. Take your hands to the outside of the knees and close your legs up as if they were a book. Take your hands behind you slightly so you can lean back and step your feet open as wide as your mat. Flex your feet gently and then windshield wipe your knees side to side here. So again, you can find a pace that suits you best. Side to side with the legs. And this is going to be a fairly gentle class, but if you're up for a little more challenge, if you want to throw a little bit of core in there right here, I invite you to take your hands forward to Namaste and see if you can bring your knees up and to the side, up and to the side. You can even cross your arms if your prayer hands get in the way of your knees. So just rocking side to side like that. Awesome. So the next time your knees come to the left, find a stag's position in which both knees are bent and your left foot is touching your right knee. Now take your left hand behind you slightly, so you're leaning back still, and then press your weight down into your shins, knees, and feet, and inhale, take your hips up, find a little bit of an arch in the back, and then exhale, take your hips down. Now let your knees come up and over to the right. Press through the lower portion of your legs and your hand behind you, and inhale, sweep the left arm up, send the hips forward in space, and then exhale, come down. So inhale, come back to the other side. Exhale, with a new inhale, take the hips up, arch back a bit. Exhale, take them down, knees over. Good. Inhale, take the other side. You can lift any amount. The booty doesn't have to come super high off the floor here. Just find a little bit of a flow. Let it feel good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. I'm like slowly crawling off my mat towards the computer. That's cool. I have the space. That's one of the benefits of practicing at home, right? Inhale. You have a free range in your living room. Exhale. Good. Take both knees up to center. Crisscross at your shins and come onto your hands and knees. So find table pose here. And we're going to slide our left hand underneath our face. So center it on the mat. Press firmly into that hand and inhale, take your right arm up. And then exhale, thread it underneath you to the left and land gently to your right shoulder, finding a twist, really from your belly button down towards your chest. So taking this twist into the upper back. Let your head relax, and you can see that I have my fingers of my left hand tented on the floor and my elbow pointing up, and I'm using some leverage, pressing into the fingers to twist more. And that's Maggie, the Chihuahua, right there. You like slow flow, Mags? She does. Okay, so arm position, if you want to try stretching it forward, you could wrap it behind your back. Couple more breaths. Don't be straining your neck at all here. Let the head relax down. Feel a sense that the weight is equal in the legs. One more breath. And then slide your hand underneath you, left hand under your shoulder. Breathe in, and if you'd like to, take the right arm all the way up. And then exhale, set that hand down. Good, let's do the other side. So slide your right hand right underneath your nose. Get strong through the right arm, lift out of the right shoulder, and inhale the left arm up. And then exhale, thread it underneath you. So you land gently on your left shoulder, taking the twist the opposite way, twisting to the right. So either making a cupcake hand, it gets called that because you can pretend there's a cupcake underneath the palm of the right hand. You're on your fingertips, forming a little tent above your cupcake. And pressing down into that hand to roll the right shoulder back, to twist your upper back. You could also take the arm up and over your head, crawling the fingertips forward, or wrap the arm behind your back, finding more of a bind. Last 2 breaths. One more. Good. And then unwrap if you're bound. Put the right hand underneath your shoulder. Breathe in. If you'd like to, a little extra challenge, take the left arm all the way up in space again. And then exhale, take the hand down. Very nice. Setting up for down dog here. Take your pointer fingers and point them towards the front of the mat. Spread out through your fingers and feel the upper arms firming in towards one another. So you're strong in your arms. They're your scaffolding holding you up. Curl your toes under, breathe in, and then exhale, lift your hips up and back for your downward facing dog. And so be gentle with it. You can maintain a bend in your knees here. You can walk your knees out, walk your feet out, bending one knee at a time as you press the opposite heel towards the floor. So side to side, let your hips sway left to right above you a little bit. Feel the calves and the hamstrings on the back of the legs opening up. Good, and then from there we're going to walk our hands back to meet our feet. So hands all the way back to meet the feet. Now, a forward fold in yoga, energetically speaking, is meant to be relaxing. It's meant to be calming. It's meant to be introspective. So folding forward is a cooling posture, which is fantastic for the evening. Back bending is more invigorating, so those are pretty good for the morning, but let this fold be soft. Let there be softness in the knees. Feel like your torso is spilling over your legs. So the spine is rounded a little bit. That's okay. You can hold elbows with your hands. It feels good to shake your head yes and shake it no a couple of times. Continue to let the breath be slow and steady. And then release your arms towards the mat. We're going to maintain the soft bend in the knees and slowly roll up to stand, one vertebra at a time. No rush at all to get there. Stand firm on your feet. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down a couple of times. And we will not do a tremendous amount of work on our feet since this is an evening kind of winding down practice. But do step forward to the top of the mat for what are called moon salutations. So find Tadasana, your tall mountain posture. And with a breath in, lift the arms up overhead. Let the palms meet if that feels okay with the shoulders. And then exhale, fold forward over your legs. Again, that soft bend in the knees is welcome. And then breathe in, heart forward, hands could come to your shins. Exhale, bend your knees. We're going to step the right foot back, lower the right knee down to the mat, and rise up to a low lunge position. Raise the arms up. Feel the low belly lift as the tailbone lengthens towards the floor, and then let your weight shift forward and down. Heart continues to lift. Breathe in like this. And then exhale, hands meet the mat. We're going to step back into our downward facing dog, upside down V position. Breathe in, come forward to plank pose, shoulders over wrists. And then exhale, we're going to bring knees, chest, and chin down towards the floor. Look forward with your eyes. And then slide the chest forward and up. Point your toes back for cobra. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then exhale, roll up over your knees and toes for downward facing dog. Steady Ujjayi breath. With your inhale, press your hands down and forward. With your exhale, lift your sit bones up and back. And then we'll inhale the right leg up and back behind us. Exhale, step it all the way through to your hands. Now, if the foot only goes halfway, grab the ankle and walk the foot up the rest of the way. Lower your left knee down to the mat now and find your low lunge position again. Breathe in, sweep the arms up. Pull up from the low belly, lift through the sternum. Lengthen the back body down towards the floor. Take an inhale like this, and then exhale, both hands down to the mat. Step the left foot forward to meet the right and find your forward fold. Again, little wider feet will be helpful if your fold is a little bit tight, if you're a little more upright. Widen your feet apart, they don't have to touch. And again, bend your knees as much as you need to let the spine lengthen down over your legs. Okay, with an inhale, we're going to come up to stand. Rise up, reach for the sky, lengthen your body, and then exhale, take your hands down to your heart. Good, moving with purpose, following the breath. Inhale, lift both arms up, get tall, and then exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, take your heart forward. And then exhale, bend your knees, and we'll step the left foot back first this time. Lower the knee down. Breathe in and rise up, low lunge. Just do one breath this time. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank position. Exhale, your knees, then your chest and your chin come down. Notice the glutes are way up in the air. So we have to Press the hips to the floor as the heart slides forward. Inhale, cobra. You can take it a little higher if you wish. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just careful of that extreme back bending because we don't want to wake up. We want to wind down. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back, reach through the heel. Exhale, step it forward between the hands. Back knee kisses down to the mat. And then breathe in, rise up, low lunge. Exhale, take two hands down to the floor, step the right foot forward and fold. Inhale, take the heart forward. Exhale, we'll fold again. Feel the collarbones spreading apart, so don't overly round the upper back. Breathe in and rise up to stand now. Reach for the ceiling. And then exhale, take your hands down to your heart. Good. With your inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, take your heart forward. Exhale, bend knees, right foot steps back, right knee down. One breath in as you rise up, low lunge. And exhale, hands down, step to downward facing dog. So finding a steady flow. Inhale, shift forward, plank. Your knees could already be down, or now knees, chest, chin as you exhale. Inhale, cobra position, shoulder blades squeezing back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, breathe in, steady, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step it through to the hands and lower your left knee to the mat. Inhale and rise, low lunge position. Exhale, hands down, left foot steps forward and fold. Breathe in, take a half lift, lengthen forward through the sternum, pull up from the belly, and exhale, fold once again over your legs. Breathe in, rise to stand, reach all the way up. Exhale, take your hands down to your heart. Last one in this moon salutation series. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, lengthen forward through your sternum. Exhale, bend knees. It's left foot first. The knee lowers down. I'm keeping my back toes curled under. You could point them back if you wish. Inhale, rise up. Lift the arms away from the shoulder sockets. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, shift forward, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Low back is arching. Breathe in, upper back lifts, arch. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips move up and back. Inhale, left leg lifts up and back. Exhale, squeeze the knee to the chest as you step through. Lower the back knee down. Breathe in and rise, low lunge. Exhale, take your hands down. Step right foot forward to meet left, fold. Going for that half lift, inhale, take it up. Exhale, fold all the way down. And then breathe in and rise up to stand. Reach all the way up. Exhale, take your hands down to your heart. Close your eyes for a moment and feel, I imagine the heart rate has increased a bit. You might feel a little bit warmer. So sometimes it's helpful when we're winding down to add some movement to clear out anything that's kind of heavy or stagnant or stressful from our day, using that steady action to kind of wring it out, to burn it up gently so that we can rest. Take your hands down to your hips, bend both knees, and we're going to take a huge step back with the left foot. You'll keep the right knee bent there in front, and you're finding a warrior two position. So make sure that the front heel is lining up with the middle of the back foot, and that the back toes are turning forward slightly. So find your shoulders lining up right over the hips. Find that gentle pulling upward of the belly, and extend the arms. Turn your gaze to look over your right hand. So we're going to keep our front knee bent. So commit to the bend in that front knee. Flip the front palm and inhale, reach up and back, reversing. And then exhale, put your right forearm down onto your thigh. Bring your left arm all the way up. Now, as it passes up towards the ceiling, close the armpit off so the palm swings forward. The pinky finger starts to roll down and reach. You're in Parsvakona. We're going to go back and forth between those two poses. So inhale, take it up and back. Notice my legs are staying the same the whole time. Exhale, take it down and forward. Inhale, stretch up. So we're building a bit of strength in the legs. It's taking some effort. Exhale, but let it be steady effort. Supporting it with a deep breath. Inhale, last time. And exhale, side angle. Breathe in, come back up to warrior two. Exhale, let's take the hands to the hips and straighten the right leg and simply switch your feet. So right toes turn in, left toes turn out. So same alignment, heel to arch, back toes turning forward a bit. That'll help you keep the knee tracking the front. Okay, inhale, take the arms up, and exhale, bend into the knee. Find your warrior. Flip the front palm, breathe in, tilt up and back, and then exhale, forearm all the way down to the front. So take the back arm up. As it reaches up to the ceiling, roll the armpit in, so kind of make it hollow, close it off, and then stretch the reach, the pinky fingers facing down, not the thumb, and then breathe in and take it up and back. Your top palm is facing behind you, stretch, and then exhale, reach over and stretch. Find the flow of the breath, inhaling, reaching up and back, reverse warrior. Exhale, reaching down and forward, side angle, Parsvakona. Couple more times here. One more. Commit to the bend in that front knee. Don't lose it. You can do this. Legs are getting stronger. Exhale. Beautiful work. Inhale, commit to that bend in the front knee. Hold it still. Warrior two, you've got this. And then exhale, straighten the front knee, hands to your hips. Beautiful work. So turn all 10 toes forward now. And look to your toes and pigeon toe them a little bit. So make the big toes turn in a little more than your heels. Now, pull up from the front of the pelvis. So feel a gentle lifting of the low belly so your low back feels broad. Point your elbows behind you without overarching into your back, and breathe in and lift your heart. And then exhale, fold forward, bringing your fingertips, your hands down to the floor, or maybe even your block. Breathe in, take your heart forward, and then exhale, walk your hands back in space and find Prasarita Padasvanasana A. Spread out through your hands and look at them and make sure they're shoulder distance apart. Spread out through your feet and feel the inner arches of your feet lift as the inner palm lifts up. So both the feet and the hands are active. And feel both energetically press down into the floor to lift the hips and lengthen the front of your torso towards the floor. And maybe the crown of the head will touch. Or maybe that's the intention, the reach of the crown of the head down. Take one more deep breath. Again, here we are in a forward fold. Very cooling, very calming. And then breathe in and take your heart forward and up. Exhale, take your hands up to your hips, point your elbows up. Pull the tailbone towards the floor and breathe in and rise up with a nice tall spine. Gorgeous work. Turn your front toes forward, bend your knees, and step back to the top of the mat. And shake it out just a bit. Okay, good work. With your inhale, lift both arms up. With your exhale, fold forward over your legs. Breathe in and take your heart forward. And then exhale, bend both knees and take a big step back with your left foot this time. Left foot, please. So you're in a runner's lunge. You can be on your fingertips and those cupcake hands if you wish. Keep the back thigh firm. And with your inhale, straighten your front leg any amount. Exhale, bend into the knee. Breathe in, pull the outer right hip back as your heart reaches forward, and exhale, bend. One more time, inhale, and then exhale, bend. All right, we're going to maneuver into pigeon pose from here. So start to heel toe that right foot over to the left. Start to get to the outer edge and lower the knee down, and then let the hips lower down to the floor. So generally we want the hips squaring down to the floor. It's very nice to prop with either a block or a folded blanket underneath the right hip if it feels like it's floating up very high in space, or if you're feeling like you're rolling over to the right side, put something underneath. Or you can even put something underneath the entire width of your pelvis. So I have a bolster here, but for you it could be a similar pillow from your house or a couple of folded blankets. But you can actually slide that horizontally across your mat and then kind of position it so that the right sit bone is on it and then the front of the left pelvis is on it. See if that support works great for your body. Take an inhale, lengthen up through your heart, and then exhale, start to fold forward any amount. So you can be up on your hands still. You can be down on your elbows. You can be laying flat. What creates a gentle, sustainable sense of stretch in that outer right hip while allowing you to maintain a very steady, deep breath? You hold it there if that works for you. I want to show you all one more position if that just doesn't work for your hip or your knees, especially if you have knee issues. You can lay down onto your back and do what we call thread the needle. So you lay down and you're going to put your right ankle on top of your left knee. With your right hand, thread the needle. The needle is this space created, this hole created by the legs. Thread that hand through. Interlace your hands behind your left thigh. Flex your feet to protect your knees, and then hug your legs towards you with your hands. You're going to feel the same stretch, but without the leg being kind of pinned underneath you on the floor. So wherever you find yourself in pigeon or thread the needle, relax around your shoulders. Soften along the length of your neck. Close your eyes if that feels comforting. And come back to that intention of focusing on the sensation of breath inside of you and making the exhale just a touch longer. So no more rushing. Observe how the body responds. Let's do one more breath in this position. And we're all going to make our way back to downward facing dog. So if you're in the pigeon pose, inhale and walk your hands back and bring your torso up. If you're like me and thread the needle, uncross, and you can make your way back up to sit into hands and knees. Pigeoners, you might curl your back toes under as you flatten through your hands, pulling from your belly, and step the right foot back, lifting the hips up. So again, you're all going to downward facing dog. And walk it out a little bit. And feel free to step your left foot a little more central and inhale, take the right leg up, flex the foot, reach through the heel, let the hip kind of roll open and bend the knee and straighten the leg, kind of kick it out, that big stretch. Yeah, whatever feels nice. Okay, and we're going to need our left leg to come forward. So stepping your left foot between your hands. Remember, first we're going to find runner's lunge here. So active through the back leg, firming it up as if it were in plank. You can be up on your fingertips, broaden across your collarbones. With your inhale, straighten your left leg any amount. And exhale, bend into it. Breathe in and straighten the leg. Pull the outer left hip back as the sternum reaches forward. Exhale, bend. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Good. And then making that transition, trying to make the transition for the pigeon, if that's safe for your body. You're going to heel toe your left foot over. Hands have to come forward slightly. Come down to the knee. Start to slide the hips back and down. The more further forward this front shin is to being parallel to the front of the mat, the deeper the stretch for this left hip. Okay, so if you need to moderate, scoot the heel back in towards the pubic bone. If you need support, if you gave yourself support on the other side, do it again here. So I'm going to slide the bolster again how I had it, horizontally across the bottom of the pelvis. So supporting underneath the left hip, across the bottom of the pelvis and onto the front of the right thigh. Maybe that feels nice in your body. Back leg is in neutral, so top of the back foot rolling down into the floor. And then for a moment, pull the front of your body, so your low ribs and your belly, back into the back body. So you feel tall and long. You'll feel stretch across the front of that right thigh. Inhale, and then exhale, take it down to your position. Maybe there's a lot of descent, maybe just a little bit. Or maybe you're on your back and you're switching sides. You come down and you do your thread the needle. Sometimes it's required for one side that has an injury, and the other side you can do pigeon. So that's the beautiful thing about your practice. You can hone it and make it your own. Make it something that is beneficial to your body. So 2 rules in yoga class. Practice compassion, first and foremost towards yourselves. And then secondly, don't hurt yourself. And I suppose that kind of is one and the same of rule number 1, practicing compassion. No pain in yoga, definitely challenges, challenging sensations. Nothing we can't breathe through. If it's hard to breathe, that's too much. Smooth out the breath again. Let things relax. Notice if there are areas that are holding on to tension within you. Shoulders, jaw, brow. Let these places soften. Let it feel good. Give this one more breath, please. And with an inhale, come out of the posture you chose. So whether thread the needle or pigeon, walking hands back. And then we're going to exit, and if you wish, go to a down dog. There's something that feels better. If you're in thread the needle and you want to hug your knees into your chest and stay on your back, that's okay. But curling the back toes under, lifting from the belly, I'm going to step into my dog and walk out my legs here, one at a time. You can do that little move where you bring the right foot to the center and lift the left leg high, let the pelvis roll open, bend the knee and straighten the leg, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. If that feels good, place the foot back down to the floor and then come on to your seat from wherever you are. Face the long edge of your mat and take a wide angle, Upavishta Kona. Okay, here is where you can be creative with your props that you have at home. So I'm going to take my bolster and put it out in front of the pelvis. My bolster is relatively small, So you can start to stack up with blankets. So I have a couple here. I'm going to throw those over the bolster to make it thicker and higher and softer. And I'm even going to bring my little block with me. So maybe that's a cushion or something like that for you. So breathe in, do a little check of your feet. When you flex your toes, they are facing upward. Okay, so we don't want the toes to be rolling in and forward a lot. We want the legs to be pretty neutral in their sockets. Breathing in. And then exhale, fold forward. So rock your weight forward on your sit bones. Feel your belly kind of lengthen and lift up and over the prop that you might be using. So maybe you're coming down and turning your head to one side and resting. Maybe you're at a place where the addition of something, whether it be a block or a book or something else around you at home that's sort of soft, you can put your third eye point onto that. And another way, if you have something that resembles a bolster or bolster at home, you can prop the bolster up. So I'm going to put the block underneath the edge of it so it's quite propped up, and then it really comes up to meet me. So build this pose up. This is a restorative yoga pose. So build it up to support you. You don't necessarily have to be laying down with your belly and your chest onto something. You could have your arms on something. Having the bolster facing widthwise allows my elbows to go wider on it and lets me lean forward just a little bit. So really make it your own. Close your eyes. Scan the physical body for any tensions being held. Now you can relax your feet. Soften around the hip sockets. Feel the length of the spine relaxing. So make sure that you're not rounding it a lot or contracting the abdomen, forcing it even rounder in an effort to get your head close to your prop or the floor. Don't worry about that. Let the spine be long and lengthening, folding from the hips. Shoulders are relaxing away from your ears. I am practicing out in my Arizona room, and it's lovely. It's nearly evening when I'm recording this. It's about 6:40-ish. So you can see the sun hasn't gone down, but it's starting to get really low in the sky, I can tell. And there's a nice breeze, and the leaves of the trees in my backyard and neighbors' backyards are kind of flowing. So if you're not outside or somewhere cool and quiet, you might just close your eyes and imagine a gentle breeze kissing your skin. Imagine yourself in your favorite place. Feeling calm and connected to yourself. You might find as we're here that there is space to fold a little more, so don't miss those opportunities, but don't force them either. Only if they elicit relaxation and opening in your body. Couple more breaths. Enjoy one more breath here. And with an inhale now, start to gently come back up. Good. As you sit up, inhale and roll your shoulders up to your ears. When you exhale, roll them deliberately way down and back. Breathe in, roll up. Exhale, roll way down and back. A couple more times like that. Very good. All right, you can move your bolster and blankets off to the side. Move my block out of the way and come to a comfortable cross-legged seat. Here's a nice place for you to fold a blanket and sit onto it, even sitting onto your block or sitting onto your bolster or cushion, raising your seat a little bit. I'm going to scoot a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing with this one. So I learned this from a Kundalini yoga teacher, Mahan Kiran. And it's a way to release anything that's tense or stressful. And so the mudra, or the hand position, is going to be your hands out in front of you, one stacked on the other. And you're going to take an inhale through your nose, filling up with a breath. And you're going to blow the breath out. So make an O with your mouth and blow the breath out. And you'll feel that breath leaving, crossing, and passing over the palms. So and you inhale again through the nose. And now blowing out anything that might remain that's tensed. Any sense of frustration, agitation, anger, any sense of feeling unsettled or uncertain. You deeply breathe in through the nose and exhale. She called it Cannonball Breath, so out of the mouth, letting it go, feeling it leave, feeling that breath past the hands and the fingertips, releasing any last bits of worry. You can close your eyes as you do it. Any repetitive, stressful thought that might be replaying in the mind, blowing it away. Any worry about the world. Breathing out and letting it go. Keep going a couple more times. Last one. And then rest your hands onto your lap. You choose, palms up or down. Maybe now it feels better to have them up. Close your eyes and be with the sensation that it is to be you in this moment. Feel your body in this space. Notice the quality of the mind. Feel the nervous system, hopefully feeling a general sense of being more calm, more steady. If you need to take a few more of those cannonball exhales, you can, to find that place. And hey, if it's hard to get to that place this evening or wherever this practice finds you, remember the first rule: practice compassion. We all feel stressed out sometimes, so don't be hard on yourself if it's not easy to relax. You can even take your hands onto your heart if you're feeling unsettled still. And you can tell your heart, I'm sorry you feel this way. I love you. I'm sorry, I want the best for you. I give you permission to relax. Okay, friends, so here is the place where we are going to grab a chair. You might like to use a chair. It could be your sofa, chair, desk chair, fancy chair, lazy boy chair, any kind of chair. I'm going to grab mine, so you go grab yours, and then we'll be back. Okay, I found my chair. Hopefully you have found your chair too. And so if your chair, mine is kind of soft. It has a bit of a cushion to it, but if yours doesn't, it would be a good idea to put a blanket over your chair to start to make it more soft, that surface more soft for yourself. Maggie's going to support me here in this posture. She's the restorative yoga doggy. Okay, so what we're going to do is lay back onto the floor behind your chair and put our legs up onto the chair. So I am on my mat still. Maybe you are too. So if you're not like on carpet or something soft, you can take one of your blankets and open it up onto that surface to make it even more padded and luxurious for you. And then get your seat pretty close to the chair. Lean back, support yourself with your hands, and put your calves up onto your chair. So, or your sofa or wherever you may be. So hopefully it's at a pretty good height, that it's about the height of your knees when you lift your thigh bones up in space, so that your shins are flattening onto the surface of the chair and the feet are relaxing. And again, you want your seat to be pretty close to the base of the chair or the sofa so that you can lay back. And the chair has hold of your legs and you can relax back across the floor. So this is a very gentle inversion. The legs are lifted higher than the heart. So it has all those wonderful calming, relaxing qualities, grounding qualities of an inversion. And it's a little bit more gentle than that legs up the wall version that we do, because we're not challenging the backs of the legs, the hamstrings, so much that they need to be very upright. So we're even taking that out of the equation. The knees get to bend and we're supported by the chair or the sofa. It's really nice. So for your upper body, you can have your arms in cactus position. That's a little more shoulder opening. You can have your arms in a low V. You might pick up one shoulder, so lean to the other side, pick up the shoulder blade and kind of slide it down towards your low back, flatten it against the floor, and then lean the other way and do the same with the opposite. So you really feel broad and across the low back, or excuse me, the upper back, and like the shoulders are really away from your ears. And then lastly, you can have your hands on your belly, having something touching the low belly, like your hands, or you could even put a prop there, so a block or the blanket. So this is grounding. Energetically speaking, the chakras or the energy centers of the body, these lower chakras way down at the base of the spine, are those that are associated with a sense of safety, a sense of groundedness, safety, and connection to the world around you. And so placing a little bit of firm pressure, whether it's your hands or a blanket or something like that there, can really help us feel like it's okay to let go. It's okay to relax. This would be a lovely thing to do if the mind is really busy and it's hard to fall asleep. And then remembering using that tool of making your exhale just slightly longer. So maybe it would be helpful to you to have your mind focus on something here. So let it be the breath. Inhale for 5 perhaps, and exhale for 6 or 7 even. There's nothing magic about 5 and 7. It could be 6 and 8, it could be 8 and 10, it could be 8 and 9. But just encouraging the exhale to be slightly longer than the inhale without forcing and coming to a point where you're feeling dizzy or anything like that. So if you have extra time to stay here, you should absolutely stay. It'd be wonderful to be able to be here for a good 5, 10, even 15 minutes. Don't hesitate to linger in this position, but it's time for me to go. So I'm going to roll up to sit. I hope that this practice has calmed you down and connected you again to yourself and prepared you to have a beautiful night's rest. Namaste, yogis.